Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, we all know what it feels like to sleep in a warm pair of pajamas. We'll be talking to the leader of a nonprofit here in Dallas that makes sure the seniors in our lives are sleeping well at night. That's next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company. We've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team. And the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, obviously, there's a lot of ministries using things. This one is near and dear to my heart because it's led by a good friend of mine, Jo Alch. She is with Pajamas for Seniors. Jo, thank you for coming on the show.
I am so honored to be here.
All right, so I love your nonprofit, and I want you to tell everybody, Pajamas for Seniors, how did it start?
Okay, the story is when I was a little girl, I grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana, and we were with my grandmother on Saturdays, my brother and sister and I. And while our friends were playing with Barbies and watching cartoons, my brother and sister and I were going to nursing homes with our grandmother, who was a retired charity nurse. And although we complained about it, once we got there and were with these sweet seniors, it just really touched my heart, my brother and sisters too. But we went to one particular nursing home in New Orleans called the Home for the Incurables. These people had no family, no relatives. We'd go up these stairs. There was no air condition. The rooms it was almost like army barracks, beds lined up on a wall. And these people had nobody. They were in hospital gowns, white sheets. The nurses wore whites. The walls were white. And I remember my grandmother would tell us, go up, talk to them, sing to them, hold their hand. And we would hold their hands and they would not let go. And I just found it just made such an imprint on me. I became a nurse. My sister became a nurse. And I was led to hospice care. I've always loved just the hospice journey. I have a strong faith and I know where I'm going and gives me hope. So I was drawn to hospice care. So 25 years later, my first patient load were nursing home patients. I walk into nursing homes. Here we are again. No family. 60% have no family, no relatives, have no visitors at all. Most wear hospital gowns. So even nursing homes in our own neighborhood, people are wearing hospital gowns. And so I really wanted to make a difference. I feel like when you don't feel good, you want to take a nice bath or take a shower and put on a nice pair of pajamas. And people in our nursing homes need to be able to sleep in something warm, loving, kind, just something that represents dignity. And so that's why I started.
Wow. You blessed my heart with that. I got chills. That's so cool. We found a great video. Let's go ahead and roll that now.
This is a beautiful gown. Stacks on stacks of adult pajamas, with every pair going to a senior in a low-income nursing home in the McKinney and Dallas area.
Thank you so much!
Teresa's House, an assisted living and memory care facility in McKinney, hosted a pajama drive Thursday, collecting dozens in all sizes. Acapella CEO Jo Alch started the nonprofit Pajamas for Seniors years ago after noticing a high demand. Godwin Dixon works closely with Jo in organizing the drive.
There are so many nursing homes on Medicaid, and they cannot afford their own pajamas, so Jo provides those. And so we're happy to help be one of the locations to drop those off.
The nonprofit says 70% of seniors in Texas are on Medicaid, living in nursing homes with close to nothing to their name. These seniors get a $2 a day allowance from state funding, with many skipping out on buying necessities like pajamas. Michelle Campobasso in Business Development for Seniors also helps with the pajama drives.
When they go into social settings like that, they come out of the hospital and they literally have nothing. Sometimes they'll just come in with a gown. And so those pajamas, it just keeps them comfortable. They can feel more relaxed and more at peace and just have something of their own.
A small gift making a big difference. Dixon says he knows just how much of a difference it makes through personal experience.
As I started my career out in the late 80s as a nursing home administrator, and I actually ran one of the communities that was a low-income community for seniors, and my heart was there. It was incredible work. It was difficult work, and there were never enough resources. And so if we would have had somebody like Jo Alch helping us out back in those days, that would have made such a difference. And so this is kind of a way of paying it forward, paying it backwards in some, and helping others out with the help that I wish would have been there back when I was a nursing home administrator back in the 80s and 90s.
Everyone who donated Thursday got a goodie bag with coffee and a taco.
So we had a bunch of literature in there and just information about all of us and all of our small businesses.
If you missed the pajama drive, you can still donate. Visit pajamasforseniors.org. For Real News, I'm Sarah Macias.
Okay, Joe, remind me how many pairs you've given out.
So far, we have given out over 32,000 pairs
That
of
is
new pajamas
amazing.
to patients in the DFW area. It is amazing.
And are you often there to see their reaction?
We are. And with COVID, it's been a little harder to do that. But to see the expression, to see the touch, sometimes people will say, I have not received a gift in over 5 years. And we've heard that. Or I have not gotten a Christmas present this year. Or I didn't think anybody remembered I was still alive. And so a little gift of warm pajamas just can make such a difference in somebody's life.
Oh, speaking of Christmas, you were featured in the Dallas Morning News not too long ago. Let's go ahead and put that on the screen. That's got to be nice. I know you get a lot of media recognition. Is it rewarding to be recognized by the media?
It is. It's rewarding, but what is so important to me is just getting the word out of what we do and the needs are and raising awareness to what's going on in nursing homes in our own backyard.
Yes.
And the community can make a difference. And my goal is, you know where your closest Starbucks is. You know where your closest McDonald's is. You know where the high school is. But you don't know anything about the neighborhood nursing home. And these are our teachers. These are the people that taught us to read and write, or taught us piano, or paved the streets. And they were a part of our lives once before, so let's keep that momentum going with pajamas.
Wow, that is so sweet. We've got a flyer that we're going to put on the screen because you have a Mother's Day drive-thru.
Yes.
Tell us about this.
We are so excited. The Dallas Magnolias are helping. We've got several great sponsors, Visiting Angels, V&A. We are doing a drive-thru tea for Mother's Day. And so you can drive through. We have 3 locations. One is in Plano. We've got one in Arlington and then in Dallas. And you drive through and donate pajamas. We will have tea and scones, lemonade, coffee, and do the wave. We're going to be wearing hats and gloves and put your best Mother's Day attire on and just celebrate the women in nursing homes. And the national average, there are 7 women to every 1 male in national nursing homes. And so we really want to celebrate our women for Mother's Day this year.
Wow. Well, talk a little bit about COVID and, knock on wood, we're praying that we come out the other side and we don't have to social distance. How did COVID impact you guys?
The hard thing about COVID was not only we couldn't get in to give the patients their pajamas, but just the nursing homes were so overwhelmed with staffing issues or COVID. They were in lockdown. So we couldn't even make the connection. So we were not able to give the pajamas out this year that we could. Last year, we just did amazing, 2019, and then it really shut down in 2020. But things are opening back up. Martin Luther King Day, we gave over 500 pairs of pajamas to nursing homes. Valentine's Day, we did a big event, St. Patty's Day. So our momentum is going again, and we just want to get to our seniors as quickly and best as we can.
Wow, this is wonderful. We're going to end by putting up your website and the Magnolias. We'll start with your website. Pajamasforseniors.org is your website. And then a shout out to the Dallas Magnolias. Magnolias.org is their website. And thank you so much for the wonderful things you're doing in the community.
Thank you, Jeff, so much. And we need pajamas, women's and men's, all sizes, size small to 7X, believe it or not. There are a lot of large ladies and men out there. They're sedentary. So you can't help but gain weight when you're sedentary. Look how many gain weight with COVID, and myself included. And so we need the larger sizes. If you donate money, we can do the shopping. We will put it to good use and get those great pajamas to our needy seniors.
Outstanding. Jo, thank you so much for what you're doing.
Thank you, Jeff.
You bet.
Thank you.
And that's it for now. We'll see you next time.
Good. Thank you. Thank you.